So we're going to head this way, and we're actually going to go downstairs to what's called the pit.
Getting around Arlington High School requires a lot of walking. 5,000 linear feet of corridor form various pathways from the original 1914 Fusco House building to the 1938 iconic Column House and all of the other additions. Clear to the architect hired by the town for a feasibility study, a simple renovation will not do.
When we look at renovation only for this project, we do not fit the entire educational program in the existing building.
During a forum in early April, project manager Lori Cowles of HMFH Architects presented 8 different options for the public to consider, which the AHS Building Committee has now narrowed down to 4. 2 keeping Fusco and Column House, 2 all new. All of them take into account not only better functionality, but what school officials say 21st century students need, a large common space for doing their work.
The sort of vision that drove in every single section was this idea of a central learning commons. So a learning commons is like a library, but it's more than a library. It's really easy to supervise students under that sort of situation without feeling like they're being supervised. You don't have to ask them where they're going, they're always going here.
Architects considered the programming desires of educators and what the Massachusetts School Board Authority will help pay for in their various options. Cowles stating that it's up to the town to decide, but that not only can they make good use of the more historic buildings, but there is something to be gained by keeping them. The top of Column House with its clock tower can be opened up and repurposed, and the original Fusco building with its large classrooms and old gym, fondly called the Pit, are still useful.
We think it has a lot of potential to be a great classroom building. Column, really what we're talking about is that whole upper part, which we're exploring opening up and really giving a new life to it.
The more innovative idea that people seem to like was building on the front lawn. Cowles wouldn't recommend option number 7 that would put the entire high school on the arguably underused space, but 1 or 2 buildings, she said, would fit there nicely.
Now, it's a really large front green. It's very special in that it's the only one of its size throughout Arlington for the length of Mass Ave. But I would argue it's pretty underutilized. The concept here is to frame a front entrance.
High school principal Matthew Changer was hesitant to say his favorite plan when asked, but did reiterate his original point, that the school should be easier to navigate and have a central location for collaboration.
You know, the ones that are more compact to me, I think make it easier to get from any place to any place else. You know, some of the ones I think where you sort of see sprawls in all kinds of directions and you can't figure out the logic behind the school, I think those, my impression and my sense is that those are going to be harder for sort of people to collaborate and coordinate and supervise.
The top 4 projects will be fleshed out and further explained at a public forum on June 4th. Residents will then help narrow the choice down to 1 so it can be submitted along with an education program plan to the Massachusetts School Building Authority. The MSBA would then need to approve it likely in August before heading for a schematic design. Brenda Mahoney, Arlington Public News.